The European Union imposes sanctions on Hamas and the Israeli settlement movement.
Iran expands control zone in the Strait of Hormuz tenfold.
Chairman of Nagi and People's Committee. 4 urban transport projects in Vinh must be completed in 2026.
Hello, so good to see you again in today's news. I'm Hoàng Yên, and here we go to the first half of the show. The European Union (EU) has reached an agreement on a new package of sanctions targeting Hamas leaders as well as the individuals and organizations linked to the Israeli settlement movement in the West Bank.
Welcome to the press conference following the Foreign
According
Affairs
to the
Council,
European Council, the new measures focus on freezing assets, imposing travel bans and restricting financial transactions involving several individuals accused of supporting violent activities. The EU said Hamas continues to destabilize regional security through attacks against Israel. While some extremist Israeli settler groups have been accused of inciting violence against Palestinians in the West Bank. The move highlights the EU's dual-track approach, increasing pressure on Hamas while also taking a tougher stance on settlement activities that the bloc considers violations of international law. Analysts say the new sanctions reflect the EU's efforts to reinforce its diplomatic role in the Middle East amid growing international concerns over the risk of a wider conflict and the worsening humanitarian situation in both Gaza and the West Bank.
A senior political official of Navy under Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said that Iranian armed forces have expanded their naval control zone in the Strait of Hormuz.
Under the new concept, the boundaries of the Strait of Hormuz have expanded significantly in both geographical scope and military significance. The operational zone in the Strait of Hormuz has reportedly widened from just 32 to 48 kilometers to 320 to 480 kilometers. Representing a tenfold increase, the area now stretches from Jask and Siri Islands to waters beyond Keshem and Greater Tunbi Islands. Forming what Iranian officials described as a complete crescent, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, stated that the Strait of Hormuz is now part of a vastly expanded, strategic operational zone, extending hundreds of kilometers across the Persian Gulf. The remarks are likely to raise concerns among regional countries and global shipping operators, who are already grappling with serious disruptions around one of the world's most critical energy choke points.
At a meeting held this morning to review and provide feedback on proposed adjustments, investment plans, and upgrades for several roads in wards within Vinh urban area, authorities requested that 4 out of 5 transport infrastructure projects be completed and put into operation within 2026.
Concluding the meeting, Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Vo Trong Hai requested that 4 out of the 5 transport projects be completed in 2026 to support urban beautification and flood prevention efforts. For the Hai Thuong Lan Ong Road project, local authorities were instructed to complete site clearance before July 30th, while the investor must finish construction before November 30th this year. The Nguyen Gia Thu Road upgrading project is also required to be completed before August 30th. Regarding the new projects, the provincial chairman ordered all investment procedures for the renovation and upgrading of Nguyen Trong to Road to be completed before July 15 in order to organize bidding. With completion targeted by the end of 2026, the 32-meter road connecting Zone B and Zone C of the Quang Trung apartment complex is also expected to be completed by August 2026. Meanwhile, the project to renovate the traffic route linking the extended Quang Trung Road with Nguyen Tri Road has been assigned to prepare procedures for implementation in 2027.
Upcoming are some updated news.
Vietnam's Ministry of Home Affairs has announced the 2025 SIPAS Index, which measures public satisfaction with the performance of state administrative agencies nationwide. Nghệ An province recorded a satisfaction rate of 84.33%, ranking 11th out of 34 provinces and centrally governed cities, 1.24 percentage points higher than the national average. The survey was conducted across 720 communes and wards in 34 provinces and cities, collecting more than 35,600 valid responses. The results showed that the nationwide satisfaction rate in 2025 reached 83.09%. Slightly lower than in 2024 but still higher than in 2023. Nghệ An was among the localities scoring above the national average. However, the 2025 SIPAS index also highlighted several shortcomings in public governance, including limited opportunities for citizens to participate in policymaking and shortcomings in mechanisms for receiving and handling public feedback and petitions, which have yet to meet public expectations.
Over the past several days, northern mountainous provinces have experienced persistent moderate to heavy rainfall, triggering landslides and ground subsidence along multiple roads in Lao Cai. On National Highway 4D in Sa Pa Ward, a sinkhole measuring about 4 meters deep and 3 meters wide has appeared and is showing signs of further expansion, posing a serious threat to traffic safety. Authorities and emergency forces have coordinated reinforcement and backfilling efforts at the site in an attempt to prevent the subsidence from widening and to maintain minimum safe conditions for vehicles and commuters. Residents and tourists have been advised to travel cautiously through high-risk areas. Avoid gathering or stopping near landslide-prone locations. Pay close attention to warning signs. Comply with instructions from authorities and promptly report any signs of danger or instability.
The 2026 AFC U17 Asian Cup is gradually determining the teams that will qualify for the 2026 FIFA U17 World Cup. Following the latest round of matches, 7 Asian teams have officially secured their places at the Global Youth Tournament, set to take place in Qatar later this year. Under regulations set by the Asian Football Confederation, all teams reaching the quarterfinals of the AFC U17 Asian Cup automatically qualify for the World Cup. As of May 13, the confirmed qualifiers are hosts Qatar National Under-17 Football Team, Saudi Arabia National Under-17 Football Team, Tajikistan National Under-17 Football Team, Japan National Under-17 Football Team, China National Under-17 Football Team, Uzbekistan National Under-17 Football Team and Australia National Under-17 Football Team. The remaining 2 Asian slots will be decided after the final round of Group C matches, where Vietnam National Under-17 Football Team still have a chance to qualify for the World Cup. Head coach Cristiano Roland and his players are preparing for a decisive clash against United Arab Emirates National Under-17 Football Team as the group standings remain tightly contested.
Vietnam's National Assembly has approved a new tax policy targeting households businesses with annual revenue exceeding 1 billion VND, aiming to ensure tax fairness, ease pressure on smaller businesses, and promote the sustainable development of the household economy. More in the story today.
Raising the tax exemption threshold to 1 billion Vietnamese dongs per year is considered appropriate given current increases in business costs and operating scales. Under the new regulation, household and individual businesses with annual revenue exceeding 1 billion Vietnamese dongs will be required to use electronic invoices connected to tax authorities. Newly established businesses with projected annual revenue below 1 billion Vietnamese dongs will not have to make provisional corporate income tax payments during their initial period of operation.
We support the policy, but we also hope tax authorities will provide clear guidance and simple procedures so household businesses can comply more easily.
The application of information technology and digital transformation in tax registration and declaration has helped reduce administrative procedures. As a result, people and household businesses can complete tax-related procedures more simply and conveniently.
Statistics show that the province currently has more than 63,400 household and individual businesses with annual revenue below 1 billion Vietnamese dongs. Under the new policy, State budget revenue is expected to decline by around 30 billion Vietnamese dongs compared to the current framework, and by approximately 160 billion Vietnamese dongs compared to 2025, when the lump sum tax model and the 100 million VND revenue threshold were still in place. Meanwhile, around 1,600 household businesses with annual revenue above 1 billion Vietnamese dongs are expected to generate about 49 billion Vietnamese dongs in tax revenue.
This change comes at a timely moment, creating opportunities for household businesses to accumulate capital, expand production and business activities, and invest more deeply in their areas of expertise, including digital transformation. It also provides a foundation for them to transition into formal enterprises more easily and smoothly in the future.
Raising the tax exemption threshold would not only provide direct support for millions of small household businesses, but also help curb tax evasion and encourage greater business transparency. She added that clearer tax obligations would enable household businesses to gradually transition toward enterprise models, improve management capacity and strengthen long-term development prospects.
The last story just ended our news today. Thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye for now and see you later.